Thank you very much. And speaking of secure data, we're going to stay on the theme because banks and retailers now offering a new type of credit card in the U.S. It is the biggest rollout in decades. Robin Sidel with me now. She wrote the article in the Wall Street Journal. So, Robin, U.S. cards will now have computer chips embedded in them.
Yes.
Europe has been doing this for years. So has Asia. So has Canada. How come we're lagging by so much?
There's just been this push-pull between the merchants and the banks for years. But finally, I think with particularly the big breaches that we've seen in the past few years, Target, Home Depot, and all the others are finally making both sides move forward.
So what's the technology in the chip? What makes these cards so much harder to hack?
So the traditional card, which has a magnetic stripe, has static data. It's got your account number, it's got your expiration date. The chip creates a unique code for each transaction, so it's much harder for the bad guys to counterfeit.
I know that even from traveling in Europe with a U.S. card, there are numerous places that just won't take gas stations, for example. You're just out of luck if you don't have the chip in the card. So what have we seen from Europe, the data from Canada, the data from Asia? Are they actually showing what we think, which is that the cards are harder to hack?
Yes, without a doubt, counterfeit fraud has really declined in all of these places. Of course, the bad guys are always looking for a place to commit fraud, and so actually that's why they're here, because it's easier for them to commit fraud here, and that's why finally people are trying to close that hole a little bit.
So after a lot of resistance, do you see U.S. banks and U.S. retailers actually working with global systems, or are we still kind of keeping to ourselves and just building it our way here?
There's still a lot of resistance. I mean, the banks are starting to issue the cards. Some merchants are starting to get the hardware and software, but the Food Marketing Institute, which represents thousands of merchants, a couple of weeks ago asked Visa and MasterCard to delay their October deadline because they're concerned that it's going to be too confusing for people in the holiday shopping season, and that it's also they're having a hard time getting the equipment.
So it sounds like, okay, there's actually a hardware upgrade that's necessary, and I assume a software upgrade as well.
Exactly.
Okay, and coming in, as you rightly point out, to the holiday season, there's probably very few retailers who want to take any chances when it's worth something like 60% of their annual sales at least.
Exactly.
Robin, great to see you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Robin Sidel joining me there from the Wall Street Journal. Well